we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser, and Dynamite Jared Latching.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds, a podcast. I'm Bunny the Bruiser, and I'm
Dynamite Jared, and we have a very special guest in my living room today, and he is
Midnight Miles.
Midnight Miles, the master of liking horror movies that no one else likes.
liking anything that no one else likes, basically.
Anything that no one else likes.
I've never heard Miles
What's that beer,
say
Miles?
something bad about a movie.
Stella Artois.
Does anyone like that?
Matt Damon. He's in
Yeah,
all
I
those
think
commercials.
Matt Damon's sponsored by it or something, which is cool, I guess, for him. I mean, they probably pay him a lot of money.
But they're paying you
That's where I'm
nothing.
going. They're paying, yeah. Stella, if you can hear this, if you listen to this, I'll take
They
all
are,
the
they are.
sponsorships. I'll literally do anything. So just go ahead. I'll even suck Matt Damon's dick, honestly, for the sponsorship on a commercial.
It'll be censored.
Would
Except
be
in
would
Japan.
be would be censored.
In Japan, they
Maybe
won't
his
censor
dick will be the beer can. Like, I'll be drinking the beer
it.
can.
Okay, it'll
yeah.
look like you're sucking his dick, and he's like moaning or something,
Good,
and then
that's
like,
good product placement. I hope Matt
and
Damon
then
and
like
Stella hear
the
this.
camera pans around, and you're
It's my
just
face
like,
smiling.
you're
Like,
just
the
like-
beer pops and the foam comes out, so you think Matt Damon's coming in my face.
yeah.
Yes,
But
it is
it's the
secret.
beer.
Did they do like an ad like that for like 7-Up or something where it looked like parents were like having sex or something
don't
like
know.
that? Like the commercial never aired, but like
In the 90s, like 80s and 90s, there were so many so many sexual. You remember like
Yeah.
sexual commercials are like the biggest thing?
yeah, that happened. So anyways, we have Midnight Miles
We do.
on here.
We've talked about Miles a lot on the show. Well, not a lot, but every now and then. But
I've heard some of it.
for those of you that don't know Miles, tell people who you are, about your life.
Oh,
You're a
I really like horror films, so that's what I'm going to be
That's his
talking
life.
about.
That's his
Today.
whole life.
I like drinking beer. I like listening to music. Pretty average, regular guy life, I guess. You know.
You play drums.
I do play drums. I'm in a band currently, and I make.
What's your band's name?
Toes for Teeth.
Toes
toast
for
for
Teeth.
teeth.
But we don't have anything out yet. We will.
And that's the spiritual successor to another band that you were in.
With yourself. Middle state. Yeah,
So
those are good times.
So it's not the spiritual successor.
I don't know if it's actually the spiritual successor to Middle State, but it's
There's some
with
similarities.
former members of Middle State.
Okay.
This is correct.
So it's not the
It's
spiritual.
basically Middle State without me. And
It's
do you guys have
unfortunate.
So
another?
it's-
Do you have another guitar player?
No.
No. So it's Middle State
So,
without
so
me.
it's like the bands with Ricky, where the band would just get back together without Ricky. Only in this case, it's without you.
Yeah. Well,
that's
there
what
were
hap-
times
that's
where
what's happening
Ricky
here.
formed would be in a band. I think Ricky had a band that was
Let's-
like a band without me.
Let's talk about Ricky
Really?
Pizer for a second. Just for a
Rick the
second.
Dick.
Okay.
They don't know
Rick the
who
Dick.
Ricky
Oh,
Pizer
You
is.
know what? Ricky says things about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe it's
Yeah,
time
yeah.
for you to stick up for yourself.
Ricky, the past 2 nights, you've been a fucking creep. I just want to say that.
Oh,
I get.
Just
I'm
the
playing-
past 2 nights.
Just the past 2 nights.
just the
I love.
past 2.
I love Rick the Dick. I just want to. If that's his name, I guess that's what we're using, right? But I'll be playing a game, and my phone will go off late, and it'll be like, "Yeah, great game you're playing, bro." Or it'll be like, it'll seriously be like a picture of me, like on PlayStation Network, my tag, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I can't believe you're finally playing this."
And you know what? It's definitely him trying to have sex with you.
Probably.
Because no one texts people that late. And secondly, Ricky never compliments the games that you're playing. He's always talking shit on them. So.
Well, I finally played a game that he played that
What
he
are you
likes.
playing?
I'm playing Life is Strange right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's been trying to jack that game off for quite a while.
I've been wanting to play it for a long time. It's very good.
It's been on my PlayStation for a long time. I got it
good.
for free when it came out on PlayStation
If you
Plus.
don't like talking to people in a video game or thinking about consequences, then it won't be your game. But I love it so
See,
far.
I do like that, but I don't know if I would like it that much now. Back in the day, I would always play. Did you hear? I'm sure you've heard of it, but there was that game, Thousand Arms.
Yeah.
And it had like the date simulator in it because
Yeah.
you were the guy. You know what I mean? The game was like a harem anime, but as an RPG. So you were this guy that was going to save the world, but the rest of your fucking party aside from one other guy that had like a giant sword and he was buff. He was like your tank.
Classic.
Interesting.
Yeah, he was your party tank. But the rest of your party was all hot girls.
There
and
you go.
You would go on
Classic.
dates with them
Okay.
in the middle of the game.
So you're the womanizer of the group.
Yeah,
Or
and
so the other guys don't get dates. You get all the dates.
You get all the
You get
dates.
all the
and I
dates.
can't remember if there's some weird thing where you could go on a date with the guy too, maybe.
It's probably too early. That wasn't a thing yet.
Well, it was also in Japan, and they were known for doing.
They were
weird
miles
things.
ahead of us.
Because you could. I see what you did there. You could take Barrett on a date in Final Fantasy VII. You also wear a dress in Final Fantasy VII. At a certain point.
They like to cross over with the cosplay, and just kind of
Yeah.
crossing the, Anyways, but hey, Rick the Dick. Sorry, I'm not used to all this fucking podcast lingo, but he also did that to me late last night. I was playing Dear Esther, and he's like, this was like, I don't know, 11:30, like, get a text, man, Dear Esther's so fucking boring. I'm just like, again, 2 nights in a row, he knew what I was playing. I'm just like, he's like, I always look at my friends list first. I'm like,
It's a strange character, man.
You know what though? I do check my friends list first, but I never comment on what they're playing. I might maybe have before, but no, not usually.
Well, anyways, Rick the Dick. It's kind of
Any comments about Dear Esther?
It's
is
a
it
little
boring?
it's a little boring. It's I guess Ricky put the best. It's almost like a walking simulator. It's almost like you're playing a book, like because there's a voiceover the entire time, so it's kind of really about like what the guy's saying, which is interesting, but there ain't a whole lot going on. I'm glad I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I'm curious at what the end's gonna be, but I don't highly recommend it to probably most modern people.
Not
Most
highly
modern
recommended.
Not highly recommended.
All right.
Life is Strange, yeah, go ahead, check it out. Especially for the price. It's
You
great.
need to play Mass Effect.
I did play the first one.
Okay, you
didn't
need
get all
to
the
play
way
2 and 3. Jesus Christ. And you probably need to play the first one again so you can, like...
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play.
Stay
Don't they
fresh
have
on
a
the story.
trilogy or whatever that came out? And then
They have
one
the
after?
trilogy, yeah. That, like, you can find in, like, this, like, steel book. This is the only way to get a physical copy of Mass Effect 1 for PlayStation.
I think I knew that, yeah.
But you can also just download them all.
I recently finished the Outlast series that you did not like the first Outlast very much.
Well, I liked the first half, and then after the gameplay didn't evolve at all throughout the entire game, I got bored with it.
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Just video games,
Video
Does it evolve at all in the second game?
The second game's like, they used the budget, thankfully, that they got from the money from the first game, and you're basically walking about like at least 10 miles in the game, going through all sorts of environments. It's still very similar. They did improve some of the gameplay and some of the stuff, but
Can I
Second one's
defend
very good.
myself?
no. So you probably won't. But I will say Outlast 2 is fucking terrifying. And the best one though is probably Whistleblower, which is basically it's a full
Yeah.
game. But Whistleblower is the real ending to 1, so
See, the whole thing about these horror games that you can't defend yourself, is that, like, it was scary for about, I don't know, half of Outlast. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
And then, at that point, after I've been killed by the same fucking dude 1,000 times, and all I can do is just run from him and hide, it just becomes, to me, personally, it becomes to me just so boring. It's not even scary anymore. It's more annoying. It's just like, oh, there he is. Now I have to fucking not progress in the game for another 20 minutes because I have to hide under this bed and wait for this motherfucker to go away.
Did you beat the first Outlast?
I beat the first Outlast.
So you saw the ass face guy get killed. Yeah,
saw-
that's very. It feels good when that guy gets like ripped into shreds and blown all over that wall.
No,
and stuff.
I was emotionally checked out of the game at that point.
All right.
But,
Okay. All right.
I mean, and it's like, to me, there's ways to make games scary, but still make it like a deeper gameplay experience, and ways to defend yourself, or just more creative ways to run and hide or whatever. Because, like, what? Resident Evil 7 came out, and everyone fucking loved it. As far as I recall, everyone liked it, and it was a first-person horror game, just like Outlast, but you could defend yourself. You had guns, and you had guns, hiding places, running. All of it was incorporated in one thing, and it was still fucking scary.
Those damn antique coins, you need to power yourself up, you know? Those damn things.
Resident Evil 2 and 3 are like
The best games ever, yeah. You're
like
right.
some of the scariest games I've ever fucking played. And you get fucking hella guns, especially in Resident
Especially
Evil 3.
Three,
In
you get a
3,
shit
you have
ton
a
of-
whole fucking armory right at the beginning of the game. You get like a
If you
shit
play
ton
on
of
easy,
guns.
if you play on hard, you don't get that.
I played on normal on all the games.
Okay.
So
I thought there was only easy and hard on Nemesis.
And I swear to God that if there wasn't a normal, then I probably would have went with hard. Because I don't like playing easy.
It's pretty hard. I beat Nemesis on hard, and I wanted to literally
Or maybe
slam
I did play easy.
The only thing easy gives you is just easy gives you all the ammo. So that's what you. I don't think the game's really that much easier. It just gives you kind of like you're already on first or second base, if that makes sense.
The ammo doesn't even really make much of a difference because, I mean, you can kill Nemesis, but he's not even worth fighting.
Killing Nemesis using literally everything you have till he drops to the ground for 5 minutes, and then he just gets back up.
Yeah, it's not even worth fighting. So when Nemesis comes, you run. There's the Outlast element of Resident Evil 3.
Run and hide.
But there's other things that you can fight and kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just the normal zombies. But I don't know, man. Just I don't know. I can't see myself ever revisiting that franchise.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I won't like the third one, even though they're basically three. There's already three. Like Whistleblower, it's its own game. But if the third one doesn't give you at least, like I would say, like a lot of games will give you some defense items where they break on like the third
God
or
damn it,
fourth
dude!
try,
give me
you know,
a fucking
just like an axe or a knife
or
yeah,
something, dude. It doesn't even have to be a gun. I don't need to be sniping the dude from across the room. But when he gets in close quarters to me, when I'm trying to run from him, give me something to fucking jam in his eyeballs so I can get away. Or something.
I was saying like a wooden spear, a board, something with nails in it, anything.
Yeah.
A bottle that you can find on the ground and break.
bottle.
You know
A
what I
rusty
mean?
meth needle or something.
Dude, in the
you know?
first one, there's no reason why you can't pick up a fucking scalpel.
There's a million. Yeah, there's a million
like,
things in the fucking ground.
So, whatever. Hell, you have a flashlight, right? Why can't you at least just fucking crack them with the goddamn flashlight like a police officer would do?
True.
Anyways, Miles likes a lot of things that aren't exactly popular opinions.
Yeah.
I like popular opinions too. Fuck, but I like weird.
He likes all opinions.
All opinions are welcome.
That's true.
Very open-minded.
Fair enough. I'll give it to you. Anyways, do you guys have some sort of like? Don't you do like current event segments or something? You
Well,
know?
this is going to be airing, and
A week.
so our newest episode is going to come out tonight. It's the Super Saiyan Godcast. As people hearing this will have already heard that.
We'll have known.
So this is going to come out next week.
Okay.
So any current events will either be irrelevant
Well,
or what do you got? What do you got for a current event?
WrestleMania's in 2 weeks. I know every once in a while you guys do wrestling. Let's take like 3 to 5 minutes. What do you think about the WrestleMania cards so far this year?
Man, you know me. I haven't been watching Raw at all.
No.
So,
One thing we didn't talk about, and I'm sure you've seen this. I mentioned it to Jared. He didn't know this was a thing. The Ultimate Deletion was last week.
It was. I've
And
seen.
what did you think about
See,
it?
I've
Miles
seen
has seen every
episode.
deletion.
I've seen the Great War. Fuck.
Delete
the
versus
final-
Decay.
Yeah, I've seen the final. Obviously, the final release. I've seen all of them. Like literally the moment they've aired. This was like a watered down greatest hits of that, and it really was a little watered down. You know, like it was like someone took like literally like 30 seconds from each one and did it. Except for it wasn't extreme.
Because they had the fireworks,
They
but
did.
they couldn't shoot it at anyone because it's WWE.
They had the dilapidated boat. They had Senior Benjamin and Vanguard 1. I did appreciate that they used the Matt Hardy graphic, like the weird, like 1994 3D graphic of Matt Hardy's face coming out of the drone. That was pretty fucking tight. I'm glad WWE did that, but it was very underwhelming compared to the other ones. Even the Jeff Hardy cameo was just
It was there. It
there.
happened.
But if they change Bray Wyatt's character completely because he fell into the lake of reincarnation, hey,
Something good could
that'd
come.
be the best thing that came out of the whole fucking story because it was fucking terrible. Besides that,
So Matt Hardy's gimmick should be at this point feuding with characters, that have been dead in the water for a long time and deleting them.
Deleting them, throwing them in the lake of reincarnation. It's like they get a whole fucking new life. Like, Matt Hardy's just going to change the whole roster, you know?
That's cool. Yeah. I am totally on board.
Bray Wyatt really needs it, though.
I agree.
Bray Wyatt's been dead in the water
glad,
for 2 years.
I hope that they don't just bring him as, like, some fucking broken Brother Nero fucking crazy thing. Maybe, like, just give him a whole new character.
The rumor,
something worth actually watching.
The rumor I saw, and this could be debunked because we're recording, so we don't know what's going to happen on Raw this week, which have already happened. But
in Cleveland. That's in Cleveland, actually. I'm not going for once, which is whatever. But anyways, continue.
But they're saying it's going to be an IRS kind of thing. That's what the internet's saying, to throw back to his dad.
I just don't want them, and it's no offense to the woke and broken character or whatever it is. Even though I'm not a huge fan of it.
Broken Matt Hardy's great. Woken Matt. Anyways, go ahead. Keep going.
He's not a fan of any of them.
I don't really care about any of them. But the thing is if you bring him back as like a broken, woken character, Bray Wyatt, then he specifically relies on Matt Hardy as a character. And so when Matt Hardy leaves or, goes back to maybe just the Hardy Boys or whatever they might do with him, then Bray Wyatt's dead in the water again and nothing good came of anything. So just give him a whole new character and let him try that out and see what happens. And then that would be the best thing that came out of this, like you said. And then I would be totally on board with Matt Hardy, like I said, just taking dudes that
just
are
throwing them in the lake.
Totally in need of a new gimmick, dude. And that's the way that you can rebuild their characters, is to just throw them in the lake of reincarnation. A couple weeks, they'll come back. Like, let's throw Heath Slater in there. Let's see what we can get out of that. You know what I mean? Like,
another rumor that's going...
What's his gimmick? His gimmick is still, I have kids,
I got kids.
I got
it's West Virginia, so I got kids.
One of the other rumors that's going on now, because...
Is Zack Ryder still in the company?
Yep.
He's not on TV, really.
Well,
yeah.
he's got to get chucked. He's got to get deleted because... Yeah. That's over. Mojo Rawley needs to get deleted.
They tried to push Mojo for a second, and then they're like, never mind. You're all right. We don't really need you. They had another... That was the last time Zack Ryder was on TV. Was when he had another feud with Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley destroyed him because he was, trying to put him over. And then they're just like, well, nope, that's done. You can just go back to just live events now. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't mind so much seeing Elias thrown into the lake of reincarnation.
Everyone likes him, and I don't get it.
I like
Do you like Elias?
Yeah, I walk with Elias. If you're listening to this, I walk with you, brother. Don't worry. Even though you're from Pittsburgh, I got you.
Well, you're kind of a Pittsburgh guy,
I've been there. Yeah, I did live there for a little while. So, but anyways,
I mean, I don't care for him. I honestly think that his promos, his like whole shtick has gotten even worse since he's come to the main roster. But maybe I've seen the worst of it. I did see his fucking little musical duel with Braun Strowman.
The Symphony of Destruction match.
Symphony of Destruction. Yeah, that was fucking garbage.
That was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Shout out to Jonathan Coachman for calling, what do you call it? Was it a cello or something? A big guitar or something?
a double bass.
Any stand-up bass.
It was a standing bass or a cello, but it was a standing bass.
It wasn't a big guitar though, Coachman. No. It wasn't a big guitar.
It was a big guitar. Isn't Coachman in trouble?
Yeah, because he sexually harassed someone at ESPN or whatever he did. I don't know. I mean, seems like everyone WWE hires anymore. Look, Jeff Hardy just got into that terrible accident, got his like 12th billionth DUI, and they just let him go back to the performance center.
I thought you were going to go into the fucking the whole Me Too thing. It seems like everybody who's anybody. Here's something, Miles. I don't know if I told you this or not. This is one of the fucking worst things that's ever happened to me as a person involving a celebrity being a piece of shit. Rurouni Kenshin came back. Nobuhiro Watsuki brought the manga series back in October of last year as a birthday present to me.
Shout out.
Started a whole new arc for the thing. They were planning a new movie, and there was even talks of animating the new arc or redoing a whole new series where they would reanimate the first 2 arcs, finally animate the final arc, and then animate the newest arc.
Right.
Kind of like they did with, let's say, Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate, or Hunter x Hunter has 2 different series.
Right.
Whatever. And Full Metal Alchemist, there's a popular one. So, all this was going on. Nobuhiro Watsuki gets arrested for possession of child pornography.
Well.
And it's not... And I gave him the benefit of the doubt at first. I was like, okay, maybe it was just... Because the first statement said, girls under the age of 18. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's watching like Tracy Lords or something like that. Which is still...
Rob Lowe's sex tape.
Or it's still wrong, but you know what? I mean... Well, here's my argument to Joel, because, okay, if you go on any pornographic website, you can find an actress that is over 18 years of age, but literally looks like she's fucking 4 years old, and she's getting fucked by an 8-foot-tall black guy with a 30-inch long dick. You know what I mean?
The ultimate American dream.
Not just getting fucked, but getting raped. And you can watch this, and it's totally legal. You know what I mean? But, you know, seeing an actual fucking 16 or 17-year-old is not. But, I mean...
All right, put the disclaimer out. Did you just put a disclaimer? We do not condone these actions.
I don't condone child pornography. We're
not condoning this next thing.
I'm not forgiving Nobuhiro Watsuki. I do hope he's able to continue his shit when he comes back, though, because...
Maybe just watch regular porn or... You know, something.
He needs to watch regular porn.
Yeah.
He needs to watch regular
porn. There's a lot of great regular porn out there. I mean, there's a lot of really good porn hubs, like literally magic.
Here's the thing. So that was the original thing. So I'm just like, okay, maybe he was watching something that was like just on the cusp of being legal. Whatever. He's still got to go to jail, but maybe people will think. No. In his deposition, he straight up said, I'm attracted to girls from the age range of 10 to 14 years old.
No.
Game over.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, you fucking asshole. That's the Tony age range right there.
Was he remorseful about it or no?
He apologized and everything, but I mean, like, it's hard to tell with these people if they're actually remorseful. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, once you're going to jail, of course you're fucking remorseful.
Right.
Because you're receiving the consequences for your actions.
And public opinion, public eye on you, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what happened with that. That was, like, the worst thing ever. They had, like, 4 or 5 manga chapters out of this new shit.
So it's canceled then, I'm assuming.
It's on hiatus.
Indefinite, probably. I'm gonna
So,
assume.
Here's the thing. In Japan, obviously this is still frowned upon because he's going to jail. But apparently he's only going to go to jail for like a year. Because it's possession of child porn. I don't know how long you would go to jail in America for that, but...
Let's just hope no one
I don't know how much of a sentence it is. Here's the... do you know that Toriko guy? That manga? Toriko the Hunter or some shit like that. He hunts animals and kills shit. The guy that created that actually molested an underage girl. And he was still able to do his Toriko manga after all of his shit. And it was reasonably successful.
Hey, look at Victor Silva, who did the Jeepers Creepers. He was able to make a third Jeepers Creepers. He's actually technically already basically convicted or in the process, I believe. Don't quote me. When he made the first 2, like 15 to 20 years ago. I mean, how did people like this get work? I don't understand. But
well, here's the thing with me. I hope Nobuhiro Watsuki still keeps getting work. Not because I care about him as a person, but because I want more Rurouni Kenshin.
Jared has selfish reasons, but they're okay.
These are totally selfish reasons, and I'm fine with admitting that.
We should probably change. I feel like we've been on like the whole like borderline child porn rapist shit for like at least 7 minutes now.
He loves these hot button topics. It's always either child pornorography, racial tensions.
I feel like if you guys have viewers,
if you want to talk current events, we just had that March for Our Lives thing today that happened. But I mean, I don't really want to talk about that.
Let's switch. Let's go to What's a featured topic today? Do we have any feature?
Your
we talked
guilty
about-
pleasures, man.
Do you want to do the guilty pleasures, or do you want to do something we've watched recently? You want to do the guilty pleasures first, or just see?
Well,
or
I haven't really watched anything recently.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, I started watching Muay Thai with Dan, but we didn't finish it.
I see. Okay.
You did not finish it.
We did not.
You already told me it was so it was incredible already before you finished it.
I told you it was incredible up until the point. Didn't I tell you what happens in the middle?
No. You told me nothing. You were just like, we gotta review this movie.
We do. It will be perfect. It will be an amazing review. Here's what happens in Muay Thai, okay? And I guess if we ever review it, I'm spoiling the fucking review now, thanks.
Exclusive. Right?
Here's an exclusive. It's a shot on video fucking martial arts movie, which, boom, right there.
With a title,
Which
you
is a
assume.
whim. Okay? There's, like, in the first 15 minutes of the movie, it's just terrible acting and hilarious fight scenes, which is great. There's a decapitation. Amazing. It's all great so far. And then there's one fight that is 100% in slow motion. The whole fight is in slow motion. So it's like right then and there, they're trying to stretch this movie to feature length.
Yes.
But so they turn possibly like,
Is it like a 30-minute slow-mo?
it's literally 10, 15-minute fight.
Oh, God.
Like it was a 5-minute fight originally, probably. They slow-moed it to add time, and now it's a fucking 15-minute fight. Now, that's not the end. Okay? The whole premise of the movie is this dude's dad got killed in a martial arts tournament thing. So
Classic.
it's kind of like Bloodsport, but instead of his brother, it's his dad. So he's trained in kickboxing his whole life, or in Muay Thai kickboxing. And then he's going to go to this tournament and fight. Well, his dad's friend, he gets a VHS tape from the sergeant, because his dad was in the military and his dad's friend was in his squad or whatever. And he's like, you need to not let his son go fight. Here's footage of the guy he's going to be fighting in the tournament. So he puts the tape in. Okay? This is when it gets real good. And what we get is straight up bootleg footage from an actual Muay Thai kickboxing, underground kickboxing fight. That's not all. This goes on for a brutally long amount of time. We were probably 25 minutes into this footage when I finally
Is it like is it
passed
actual
out.
just like one long fight, or is it like a montage of this guy just destroying people?
It's several fights.
Several
I believe.
fights.
It's like his
And
greatest hits.
I'm not even certain that it's the same guy in any of the fights.
It's whatever they could buy from just
It's
whatever
fucking
there we
bootleg
go.
footage they could find. And I'm not joking you, when we were at least 20 minutes into this, with the occasional shot back to the guy watching,
Just a reaction whoa.
who for no reason is cheering the guy on. Even though he's supposed to be using this tape to convince the main character not to go fight this guy.
Maybe he just enjoys the
It's
sport, the
it
combat.
cuts back to his, get him! Oh yeah, get him!
Well, it was the 80s, I'm assuming, right? I mean, they usually...
It might have been early 90s. I don't know. It was shot on video. It's something, man. So I didn't get to the back half of that movie. The 20 minutes of incredibly boring fucking
Actual fighting.
real kickboxing footage put me right to bed at 3 a.m. Yeah. So
I went to a couple new Cleveland film premieres recently, and I actually saw that film that Luke Harper just acted in, and he actually did pretty good. It's called Mohawk. And
It's like at a carnival, right? Or something like that?
No. It's one that's it's set back during the Civil War, and I think it was the Civil War. I believe so. And it's about two Native Americans and their English friend, and them trying to warn this whole village of Native Americans that the Americans are coming to kill them. And Luke Harper's one of the American colonists, but they give him some lengthy scenes, and he actually does pretty good. It's an ensemble cast, and gets a little supernatural at the end, but it's really good. And actually, Luke Harper actually did pretty good. They used his real name. I don't know what it was, but the director did a live Skype afterwards and was talking about how nervous he was, and he's like, bro, you're on the WWE every week. Like, how can you be nervous on camera? But Mohawk, the trailer's on YouTube, but it's a pretty good, like, straightforward, like, supernatural thriller with pretty good cast, actually. But anyways, check that out if you want something new.
Interesting. That makes me think of that one movie that Kurt Russell did after or around the time of Hateful Eight when he still had the
Bone Tomahawk.
Bone Hunt? Yeah.
That was good.
I know, actually know a couple that worked in the special effects for that. Yeah,
The special effects were great.
Yeah.
That was a good. Me and Dan.
Cool
That was one that me and Dan watched at like 3 a.m. that I was able to make it all the way through because it was good.
Yeah.
Didn't the guy who did Bone Tomahawk just did like a really good film, but I can't remember what it is. Anyways, I'm gonna have to look that up later. Everyone else should too, right there.
Yeah.
Just
What have you watched recently, buddy?
Nothing
Dragon
good.
Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super. A lot
So
of
you're
it.
saying Dragon Ball Super is not good?
Oh.
No, I'm like
Oh.
no movies that I've watched.
Okay.
Like nothing
Okay.
noteworthy.
Are you excited about the new Dragon Ball movie, Miles?
Me and Dynamite Jared had a talk about this a minute ago. I wasn't sure if the trailer was official. He assured me
It's 10 billion% official.
2,000% official, or 10 billion, whatever. But I'm pretty excited. I mean, I've started watching Super. I forgot that the first arc was literally Battle of the Gods. So I was
And the second arc is literally Resurrection
I
F.
know. Thankfully, I haven't seen Resurrection F, so I'm going to enjoy this second arc that I've just started it a little bit more. But obviously, I really like the first arc, but it drugged for me because I knew what happened. But it's good. I mean, the animation, like I think you'd mentioned before, it takes like a second to get used to it. But I think once I get a few more episodes in, I'm going to really get into it. So it's good. It's good. I mean, the first
Once you
is good.
get to the once both of you actually get to the Goku Black arc, I think you'll
what you're
really
saying,
start to
yeah.
like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But Buddy's in a good arc right now, which is like the Universe 6 tournament.
Is it the third one? I looked like how
that's
many
the-
arcs
Yeah,
there
it's the
were.
third
on
one.
It's
I
the
didn't read
third
anything,
one.
but
It's good, but I mean, it's a tournament, so there's
Yeah.
not much storyline wise to
as long as there's some cool
sink your teeth into.
some cool opponents,
They're
Yeah.
all right.
I just like
There's
it 'cause it was
there's
different.
like two, 3 cool opponents, 2 absolute garbage opponents.
Yeah.
The bear and the robot guy. They're both absolute garbage.
That sounds fucking terrible.
They're
The
awful.
lava sneezes or whatever. What did they say it was? It was like his spit was lava.
Yeah, it's awful, is what it is. But and then the next 3, 2 of them are like rip-offs, but they're cool for whatever. And then the last one, he's all right, I guess. He's popular in the fandom right now.
Yeah.
I don't really think he's great, but he's good. He's all right, I guess.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's got a cool technique. His technique is cool.
Right.
Anyways, so you haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything recent, and
I go to the cinemas, somewhat regularly. So
I don't
tend
go
to-
unless something really interests me. So,
I'll load you.
I know I saw it already.
Should we go into the guilty pleasure?
Let's go into the guilty pleasures.
So
I'll let you open this one up.
you
Mike.
want me to open this one up? You want to? We were talking about each doing 2 films. You want to do one? And
I
then
can't
keep
think of
going?
a second one yet, but
Well, that's why if we each did one,
maybe
and then
I'll
came
get
back,
warmed up.
Because
Yeah.
even me, if I pick a second one, I want to think about it for a minute. I guess I'll start. I wanted to talk about guilty pleasure horror films. We all have them. We have them with any kind of genre, honestly. But, why we like them
But you're
and why we
Midnight
enjoy them.
Miles, so you
Midnight
gotta
Miles.
stick
So,
to
yeah,
horror.
so horror, that's kind of my go-to. I'm going to throw a shout out there, and I'm waiting for the laughs and the reactions momentarily. But my first one...
Buddy's already
ready.
blistering with laughter.
He's rolling right now. He's on the ground. But I'm going to go with Silent Hill Revelation.
I've never seen it.
That's
so-
a-
I've
see,
never,
this is why-
never
Yeah,
seen
well,
it
This
either.
is good. This is hence this discussion.
Isn't the first Silent Hill movie really good, though?
Really good. Super good. It's from the dude, Christopher...
And I've heard that from
Gaines,
people
whatever.
other than you.
Yeah, no, a lot
So,
of...
I mean,
no,
like-
that was, for the most part, even like actual critics, that was like a fairly critically acclaimed
well received.
film. Yeah. Well, the second one had a lot of production issues, a lot of whatever. Jared getting blown up there.
I said
He's
alarm
got to
so I
check
can
his eBay.
So I can steal
okay,
some of
alright.
Dan's tapes off of
Ooh,
eBay.
there we go. Silent Hill Revelation, though, is really only made for extreme fans of the games, and that's why I think I like it. It's like that video game film where they didn't try to cater to everyone. They're like, here's our fucking core fan base. We're just going to make it for them. We don't know if we're ever going to make another one. We're probably not franchising it. So, literally has so many set pieces just ripped right from the game. Tons of crazy good effects. The makeup effects artists were the same ones who did the whole Resident Evil series. I think it's like Mr. X did the CG, and then I forget who did the actual practical effects. I should know that. But just crazy good effects where they spent most of the budget. Obviously, Pyramid Head's back, who everyone loves. Everyone should love. Great fucking.
Everyone loves him. I've never even played Silent Hill, so.
Ooh, okay. Well,
there's a guilty admission right there.
it's all right. It's all right. But even if you haven't played the games, I think it's still super enjoyable, especially just for watching like a big budget horror film that pays attention to like atmosphere and like sets. I think is awesome.
What? The dog?
Yeah.
I mean, he was barking like nuts in the last episode, and he was in the house, so I don't think it's anything worse than...
Austin's, second. He's like, yeah, I've seen Silent Hill Revelation. It's cool. I got you, bro.
I live with Jared. I saw it. I don't know how he didn't. He slips in Blu-rays when I go to bed.
Exactly, dude. He probably rented it. He probably rented it from Family Video or something. Now, if you really like, I feel like a lot of people really like the first one and watched it, but never watched the second one because of like Lionsgate going through a bunch of shit. Like I think when it came out, so it kind of got like dropped in
like
theaters.
Child pornography shit or anything.
No, I think Lionsgate. I'm pretty sure Lionsgate doesn't deal with child porn. Thankfully, just torture porn. Shout out to Saw series right there. Great series.
I don't know about great series. But
well, that's a guilty pleasure series. If you really want to talk about a guilty pleasure
series.
Well, anyways, but the ending, I'm not gonna spoil the ending, but the ending's like it's the climax. And when I mean it's the climax, if you like Silent Hill fans, you're gonna jizz right.
Everyone climaxes.
You're climaxing, yes, because it brings one of my favorite characters, the main character from Silent Hill Origins, Travis Grady, who's a truck driver. The end of the film, I'm just gonna ruin it for you because you guys are never gonna fucking watch this. Let's just be honest. I mean, if you want to have it's good. I mean, come over to my house. I have it, obviously. But they escape Silent Hill. One of them is one of the cult members in the city. They escape. The main girl escapes, who basically they ripped the storyline from Silent Hill 3. I won't ruin it for you in case you guys ever play it. But they escape. The trucker pulls over and picks them up, and he says who he was. So, of course, I'm in the theater. I fucking jump out of my chair like, fuck yeah, my dog! Like, freaking out like, my dude, I love you! Because Silent Hill Origins is one of my favorite in the series. And then as that's happening, he pulls away. The police convoy from Silent Hill Downpour goes by them with a bus. And then as the camera pans around, it turns right back into Silent Hill. That's a great ending to a video game movie. And it also encompasses the whole series simultaneously. But that's my main guilty pleasure, I think.
Your main guilty pleasure.
I have a lot of guilty pleasures, as you can imagine. But that, Silent Hill Revelations, it's good. It's enjoyable. It's a good way to waste an afternoon.
Well, you like to try and find positives in pretty much almost everything that you look
but some shit is shit. Silent Hill Revelations is pretty
one of my nitpicks with you, and I think you've since turned your view around of it, but when we went to go see Expendables 2 in theaters, you were not happy with it. So for some reason, I guess, I don't know. I don't think I was in the right mood that day when we went to watch it, and I'd only seen the first one a bit, but not really when I was ever awake. I was disappointed in the first one.
I think maybe
I was disappointed in the first one because it was too dark in tone.
Yeah. The second one knew what it was, and after about 20 minutes, I was completely sold on. Especially when it got to the rest in pieces, and they used
that's the best part ever.
They're limited ammo, and they blew at least 700 rounds on one human.
That was the best. That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
But you still haven't seen 3 though.
I don't really care to because
you don't need to.
It's rated PG-13, which
doesn't. I don't know. Maybe the rest in pieces was too much for the MPAA.
Also, I mean, am I supposed to think for even a second that Mel Gibson is going to be a better villain than Jean-Claude Van Damme was in the second one?
Nope.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, if anyone has anything good to say about Expendables 2, it usually starts with how fucking good Jean-Claude Van Damme was in that
great.
movie. He was an amazing heel in that movie to the point that he even had heat with me in that one scene where he kills the rookie expendable guy, even though he said that he was going to let him go or some shit like that, and then he just kills him. I was like, damn, that was fucked up. He got some heat from me. I also wasn't like the biggest Jean-Claude guy at that time. Now I'm like a fucking huge Jean-Claude nut hugger, but anyways, we gotta move on, buddy. So what's your guilty pleasure number one?
It's hard because a lot of the movies that I see as guilty pleasures are movies that, like, as you said before we started recording, are stuff people like us like anyway.
Yeah.
Like bad horror movies. I guess one that's like, I defend it because it's not necessarily a good movie, but I enjoy watching it because it's funny, is Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one.
Oh, God.
I actually really like that too, so I'm glad that's a good guilty pleasure. I think so.
It's fucking dreams about unicorns, him stabbing the girl in the
Maybe
hospital.
it's just because I'm such a diehard Halloween fan.
You like the dream sequence in the beginning though.
The dream sequence in the beginning was so fucking good, but as I've said a million times, when I was in the theater watching that movie, as soon as that dream sequence ended, I like said to myself in the theater, maybe internally, maybe I even voiced it. I was just like, here we fucking go.
It could use a little bit less Lord of the Rings walking scenes. They
Yes.
really did.
Yeah,
Kind of, like, how fucking far did he walk in that movie to get to Hatfield? Was he seriously, like, on another planet? Because there's so many, like, aren't there, like, fast, like, almost, like, drone shots where it's, like, he's walking, but the camera's, like this, like, really quick, and they just show him with a hood?
I hate that movie, man. I really hate that movie. The opening part is the best part, and then like there were things about it even going in that I knew I was gonna hate about it, like his fucking beard. He's basically fucking
just a hobo walking around.
He's basically fucking Rob Zombie as Michael Myers. It's like a 10-foot tall Rob Zombie playing Michael Myers. Like, I saw that shit in the trailers. I was like, that looks really fucking stupid, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt right now. It does make sense that maybe, you know, Michael Myers isn't going to actually shave, so it's addressing something there.
And I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm saying that it's entertaining to watch.
Okay. I didn't think it was entertaining, but I mean...
It's like the anti-Halloween. Like, it's like someone took Halloween, like, and just flipped, like, took everything, like, I'm going to put my 100% own spin on it, which Rob Zombie did. Basically, like you said, made himself Michael Myers, essentially. Put all the trashy, white trash shit that he likes to put. I mean, there's no other words for that than just white trash shit that he loves.
But see, a lot of that shit was in the first one, too.
But it was better. It was more well done.
And I sort of liked the first one. I don't love the first one, but when I walked out of the theater, I was pretty happy with it.
I had a good time with the first one.
I didn't like... And so then we start the movie. I didn't like what they did to Sam Loomis. It turned him into a complete fuck.
That's what I mean. It's like almost like the anti-Halloween. You just flipped the whole
like everything was just fucked. Like the Sam Loomis character that confronted Michael Myers in the first series, like his main character trait was Michael Myers was never fucking dead. No matter what you do to him, that dude's still fucking kicking. And then suddenly, from the first movie, they fucking, they blew his head off or something? And it was made to seem like they blew his head off, but really they just shot off a decent chunk of his mask and that he could grow a beard out of for the second one.
Well, he didn't wear the mask the whole second one. Like, he was walking through the fields just like with you couldn't see his like eyes. You
the majority of it is unmasked.
Yeah.
The unicorn shit was stupid. Everything sucked, man. The ending didn't make any fucking sense. Like, I don't know, man. And it's, like I said, I'm just such a huge Halloween fan. I can't fucking wait for the new movie to come out.
I know. I'm excited for it.
I have so much high hopes for it. I hope they don't fuck it up. But everything I've read so far, aside from the fact that they're retconning Halloween 2 and saying it never happened,
annoying.
That's so annoying because it can fit seamlessly into the thing. And also, me and Miles discussed a huge plot hole that it makes in that it's been, 40 years now? And he's coming after Laurie Strode after 40 years.
Who's now not his sister.
who's not his sister
She's
now because
nothing to
Halloween
him.
2 never happened. But he's still stalking Laurie Strode.
Like the only, what would they say? The only reason is just because she's the only one that they said
yes.
that got away. But what's his face got away too?
Loomis,
and
Tommy
the boy.
Doyle.
Yeah, I told him. I was saying Tommy Doyle.
The girl that Laurie was babysitting. Dude, everybody fucking got away in Halloween 1.
Besides the teens.
Well, Laurie's a teen.
Well,
she's the only teen that survived, I guess, is what you're saying. But
we'll have to wait and find out. We don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out.
Who was the guy that got fucking ran over by a truck in Halloween 2?
It was the boyfriend. It was the boyfriend.
It was
that was
the guy
never
that
seen.
Laurie Strode wanted to date in the first one.
Right.
He got away in Halloween 1. He's gonna survive in Halloween 2. Off-screen characters, man. You gotta make sure you acknowledge them.
All right.
Fuck, what was his name? Anyways, we're talking. I used to know it by heart, and then the one
You
day I
were
remembered
you were
it,
just talking about
and
it.
I remembered it, and then I forgot it again. Anyways,
Guilty pleasure.
it's good that we're talking about Halloween and guilty pleasures because my guilty pleasure is also a Halloween film.
Halloween 3 or 6?
It's Halloween 6.
Oh.
Yes. I
Halloween
love Halloween.
See, this is what I mean when Miles likes shit that no one else
No,
likes.
I really do.
He said Halloween 2. He's like, I like that movie. Halloween 6. Oh my god, I love that shit. Everyone hates that shit.
I know.
Everyone fucking hates it.
I think I just like the universe that these things are in. Like, I just like...
I hate the cult universe. I really do.
I meant like the overall
But-
franchise universe, you know?
But, like, I still like most of the fucking... Actually, I like every movie of, like, the Thorn cult. Like, I like 4, and I like 5, but I'm not putting those in my guilty pleasures because I feel like they're still more
Those are-
well
yeah,
received
those are
than
really
Halloween 6, where they dove full on
Yes.
head first into the fucking cult shit. I will tell you, the Halloween 6, the producer's cut, is a load of fucking cock.
I haven't
Which-
watched it yet.
The hardcore fans actually prefer that version.
It's
for
more
some reason.
cult driven than the fucking theatrical release. The theatrical release was actually edited to be less cult like influenced than
But it mainly has
the
to do
producer's
with-
cut.
But at least in the ending, Michael Myers being finished kind of makes more sense. In the regular version, he just gets beat the fuck out with a pipe. So everyone's like, well, how the hell did that stop Michael Myers?
The same way that setting him on fire or shooting him with a bunch of guns or fucking
But at that point, he'd be invincible.
I understand that. It makes more sense than stopping him with rocks on the fucking floor, buddy.
If he's under
It makes
the control
more sense than fucking Paul Rudd setting fucking
But
rocks.
but in
Paul Rudd setting rocks on the floor.
in the producer's cut, they take off the mask and it's the other doctor. Michael Myers is running around with his briefcase and shit. So Michael Myers wasn't stopped by rocks. It was Dr. What's his name?
Stopping anybody with rocks is stupid as piss.
Agree.
And who's to say, was the guy still standing there? Did it cut back to him still standing there?
No, he like falls down and then Loomis unmasks him and it's the other guy.
Oh, okay. Well, first off, it didn't stop Michael Myers in the theatrical anyways. It slowed him down, but Loomis goes back in there and gets fucking bitch fucked by Michael Myers at the end of the movie. He walks back in.
We hear the screams. We don't
hear the
know
scream.
what happened.
No, he's dead.
Did it show him dead? I don't remember.
He's dead. He never shows up in the franchise again.
He was old.
He's dead.
The
buddy.
actor died like
He
2
walks
months
back
after production.
You walk into the same fucking
You're
building
talking
as
about
Michael
just the
Myers.
producer's cut, right?
No, we're talking about the theatrical.
No, the
now.
theatrical one.
Yeah.
It's made very clear that he dies,
Yeah.
and they just didn't have him around to shoot the footage because he died in real life.
Because they would have brought him back for 20 more sequels if he wasn't.
They would have fucking milked. They would have fucking.
They would have milked it for all it's worth. You're right. I heard what you were saying.
I like Halloween 6, not for the story, because that's the worst part of it all. But the atmosphere in Halloween 6 makes it feel more like a Halloween movie than they had been feeling like since the first one.
It's very dark, you know, I mean, in tone. Michael Myers is literally just stalking the fuck out of people and destroying everything in his path. Like, I mean, you know.
Plus, there's some good jump scares in that one, too.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
I like that one. And there's also, and some of the cult stuff can also be seen as unintentionally funny. Like when they call her on the phone and it's just that voice. It's, we want the child. Like, she like stumbles and like falls right into Michael Myers and gets fucking killed. Like, so like I've always like, well, that's always been one of my favorite lines in the franchise is we want the child.
Isn't there that one kill where he's like walking through like some sort of like construction yard and walks up to a guy and like...
That's in 4 or 5.
No, I thought it was the... isn't there the one where she's running in 6 and he just walks up and like rips the guy's head off or snaps his neck and keeps walking after her? Like
it's and the construction yard is featured in like 6 or not 6 but 4 or 5.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Yeah, everything runs together with a lot of those kills in the franchise.
Halloween was never that creative with its kills.
It's true.
But in Halloween 6, it has probably one of the most creative kills in the franchise.
The electrocution?
Yeah.
The electrocution. Then he shoves the dude's whole body in the fucking washing machine.
It's a very good kill.
And like the lady like opens the washing machine and all the blood pours out and everything. It was cool. Or wait, no.
His head blows up.
He finds a body in the washing machine, and then like all the water
Doesn't he
that pours
find the
out,
wife? Doesn't
like
he find the wife?
uses the electricity in the water, and then the guy's head blows.
Yeah, isn't
up.
it the wife? Like the housewife?
Yeah,
something like
she's-
that.
because after she gets the call, it's we want the child. It also has like that super gothic sex scene in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, with the girl
There
with
you
the
go.
incredibly
And
small
a young
tits.
Paul Rudd. I'm going to use this into a great segue into my fucking second guilty
Go ahead,
pleasure.
because
Are you done? Are you done? You guys done?
I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd's fledgling career when he was trying to actually be someone. He uses his middle name in the actual credits for that, isn't it? Paul, like it's Paul something Rudd.
I don't know.
I
don't think I've ever watched the credits for Halloween 6.
Well, anyways,
I didn't think that anyone deserved credit. I just like it though.
That's his first. That's Paul Rudd's first like main on-screen role. Well, he was turned down for a role a couple years prior, which. This is why this segue is nice. I'm going to go with Return of the Living Dead Part 3 for my other guilty pleasure, only because it's been brought up recently, and it's one of my favorite creature zombie movies of all time. I can't just say it's zombie, because there's a ton of, like, weird fucking government biological weapon creatures that are not zombies. Return of the Living Dead 3 was supposed to be Paul Rudd's first role ever. He was neck and neck with the guy who actually got it. It was the actor that was in Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings, which is another great guilty pleasure if anyone wants to see it.
I thought Brett always told me that Pumpkinhead 2 was better than Pumpkinhead 1.
It's, for you, it's like Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. That's the best way to look at it. A really serious, gory film, or the opposite. Like
Listen to me right now. Evil Dead 1 is not a really serious gory
No,
film.
but it's more serious than...
It's
Joel,
more serious.
You
It's
and
more
Joel
serious than Tone.
overrate the seriousness of Evil Dead 1
All right.
so much.
I'll come back on the podcast if
There's
you want to talk
seriousness
about Evil Dead and
here's
Evil Dead
the thing.
2.
I'll argue with it right now. There's seriousness in Evil Dead 2. You guys
There
act like
is.
every
No,
single
there
second
is.
of it
There
is
is.
just a comedy.
There is. I'm not even. There is.
The first time I saw Evil Dead 2, I was fucking like scared. And I wasn't like a
Pretty
young kid.
horrific things.
Because
Yeah.
there's like a shit ton of great jump scares in that movie. When Evil, I think his name is Ed, so I think they call him Evil Ed, even though that's a whole nother movie. The
Right.
guy that has like the huge head and like the jaw
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. Like when he first pops up and like throws Ash into the thing, that fucking jumped the shit out of me, man. Because they're all just standing there, all of a sudden he's just like, It's all funny now, but everything in Evil Dead 1 is funny to me now too, so.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We could talk about that another time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you still wanted to do the podcast where we talk about 3 like of our favorite newer horrors. You were telling me that you want to do it.
Yeah, sometime I'll make another guest appearance at some point. And we'll figure out a topic. There's a couple floating around in my head. I'm gonna finish this quickly so we can get on to your guys' other picks. So you better have something coming up.
Oh God, I don't know if do you have another one?
I can't think of anything. But we'll
Return of the Living Dead Part 3 was one of the few great, and I mean great, what I consider great, obviously, which is questionable, as you guys want to. But
I like Return of the Living Dead Part 3. I like it. I don't love it.
That's one. I watched it when I was 11 years old. I watched it back to back with Day of the Dead. So it's one of those like first memories. You know when you you're so young and you see something for the first time that's so much different than everything else you've ever seen. And you're like, wow, what the fuck? This is fucking crazy, you know. But frequent collaborator with what's his face? Stuart Gordon. Brian Usna directed. Brian Usna also directed Bride of Reanimator, if I'm correct. He took
I
over
don't know
for
if
Stuart
that would
Gordon.
count as a guilty pleasure for me, but I really, really, really fucking love Bride of
Well,
Reanimator.
dwell on it for think about it.
But I don't know if I don't know if everyone loves it or if everyone likes it or if everyone doesn't like it. As far as I know, everyone hates Beyond Reanimator, which I actually thought was still good. But
I think it's good. Return of the Living Dead Part 3, though, some of the coolest creature effects, arguably the coolest creature effects in the 90s, because horror, especially in the beginning of the 90s, had kind of taken a massive downturn. They just weren't making horror films like they were. A lot of gore is being censored. There's tons of creatures in that. I mean, there's literally 15 different fucking zombie creatures at the lab meltdown at the end. The main girl is so fucking hot. She arguably gets even hotter when she decides to just when she turns into a zombie, and she just pierces her body with all these sort of crazy fucking metal shards, glass shards, hooks. It's supposed to be so it'll keep the hunger at bay. The pain will keep the hunger at bay, but it's just an excuse to make some fucking crazy creature effects. Just really good. I mean, everything it's so much different than the other two. All the Return of the Living Dead films are completely different, which is also why I like that series as a whole. Even Rave to the Grave and Necropolis, they're fucking. Hey, that's another good.
Those should have been your guilty pleasures.
Shut
Return
up.
of the Living Dead Part 3 is actually good.
I feel like Return of the Living Dead Part 3, for when it came out, it just doesn't get the same acclaim, even with horror fans, that the first one does. And also, the second one's actually quite good with the Michael Jackson zombie. I mean, fuck, didn't we watch that together? I've seen it a few times.
The second one?
Yeah,
I have a grudge against that movie, even though I like it. We did watch it together. Okay. But I found one of the rarest laser discs ever. Right?
Oh yeah.
It was a thriller video. I can't even remember what the name of the movie is, but it was a thriller video release on Laserdisc. I showed it to Dan, and Dan was like, I didn't even fucking know Thriller Video did Laserdiscs. That's that company that puts out the big boxes with Elvira and the Make Them Die Slowly big box and all that shit. So I found that at a flea market for $1. And I was like, oh shit. And so one night I got my working Laserdisc player, so I was like, let's watch this fucking movie. I pull it out. It's Return of the Living Dead Part fucking 2. In the case of this movie, dude. I was so fucking pissed off.
That's actually very funny.
It's not to me.
I know. But anyways, the whole Return of the Living Dead series, besides the first one, I think could be considered a guilty pleasure. They're all their own different entities, even though that Necropolis and Rave to the Grave were completely filmed back to back purposely. But anyways, yeah, everyone should watch Return of the Living Dead Part 3. It's one of my favorite childhood films as well.
Shit, I don't know, man. Do you even have another guilty pleasure?
Because
my problem is I don't know what people consider good or bad.
I mean, I can look at some horror movies on Letterboxd while you're.
I could just think of all the movies I like that you don't like because you think that your opinions are better than everyone else's. So I could say any.
Man, this is a man. Shots are fired.
He's like my ratings on Letterboxd are the definitive ratings.
They are the definitive ratings. Here's something for you guys right here, just to show how much I love Halloween 6. It's in my top 56. It's number 56 in my top 100.
Ooh,
damn.
So I mean, dude, it's up there.
It's great. No, it's great.
I really
love
like
it.
that
I've always
fucking
loved
movie.
It. It's better than H2O.
That's like-
Ooh, I was hoping someone would fucking get.
I don't care because I was just about to say that's my third highest Halloween movie.
I like
think.
H2O.
Obviously, Halloween 1 is my favorite movie of all time.
It's fine, but
Halloween 2 is number 22. That's funny. It make Dan pissed because it's 222.
I love Halloween 2 as well.
Halloween 2 is great. So like,
It's one of the best.
I can't
I'd say that might be
consider
my
that
favorite
a
sequel,
guilty
like horror
pleasure.
sequel of all time. I think Halloween 2 is like the perfect companion to the first one.
Yeah.
Come on, one of you guys have to have something that just pops into your brain.
I can't do two from the same franchise, or I'd say
No.
Halloween Resurrection, but can't do Halloween 2 and Resurrection.
We've done enough Halloween,
I
but I
know.
will say that that would apply to both of us and maybe
Yes.
all three of us. That Halloween Resurrection is a guilty pleasure. Basically, anything in the Halloween
Anything with
franchise,
Busta Rhymes.
anything in the Halloween franchise, to me, that's usually considered bad, aside from H2, is a guilty pleasure for me.
They tried to make, well, especially as H2O and Resurrection, they tried to do anything they could to make that fucking series relevant, to fucking put
Yeah.
asses in seats.
So,
Right.
buddy, you wouldn't say that Jigsaw was a guilty pleasure for you?
I didn't even really think it was that good, if I can be honest with you. Well, one thing I will say, this could kind of be a guilty pleasure because I don't think a lot of the hardcore horror fans like these movies. Miles might like them too. I'm not sure. We've never talked.
I have
but,
one.
But I like the Insidious movies. I know a lot of hardcore fans think they suck. And I think the last one definitely sucks. The Last Key I didn't think was
Oh,
good.
really? Well, all right. So I like The Last Key, but only because I really liked that creature, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And that was actually not written into the script. The director read the script and said, "This is missing something." And he literally just came up with that creature
Really?
overnight and was like, he wrote it into the film.
Mm-hmm.
And could you imagine the film without that creature? Like, wouldn't it feel like there's
Yeah.
there's also like there's no main like villain, no main
Right.
ghost? It would have made it way worse than what it was.
The things I did like about it besides that was how it tied into the first one.
Right.
And I'm trying to think the other thing I liked. I don't know, just like the whole I don't know. But the main thing was I felt that it was a little underwhelming compared to the
Yeah.
other ones.
I personally think the first one's underwhelming, but
The first one is so underwhelming. The second one was better than the first, without a doubt.
Especially
I
when
still
it goes-
didn't like it, but the second one was better.
when it goes into like the whole like shining like family like kind of assault thing at the end
that part was great.
was great.
That
It was
second
really
one.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3, I thought 3 was the best one in the series. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
Personally, for me,
I like
personally.
I like 2 the best, but I like 3 better
Three-
than
three was-
1.
3 was good.
Yeah.
4 could have been better, but I can't imagine it without that like main creature. It would have been terrible, or
Right.
at least like really just weak. Super
Yeah.
weak.
Jared?
Who got this?
He's trying.
He's looking over
him.
he's bidding on eBay.
Never mind. Somebody
Somebody threw up the $100 bill, huh?
bought this big box for $10, and I was about to like snipe,
fine.
and like he literally just sniped me. Damn. I can't believe I missed that.
Jared's just.
Anyways, I have a
devastated.
pick though. I'm just building.
You do?
I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
All right.
building the suspense. So, my pick, and Miles probably likes this movie. Buddy, you might even like this movie. I feel like people actually would like this movie. I wouldn't even consider it a guilty pleasure.
Are you talking Basket Case 2?
Oh, no, that's not a guilty pleasure.
No, that's a great film. Are you kidding me?
It's probably not even a guilty pleasure, but I know that fans of the franchise generally do not like it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Haven't seen it.
Ooh, I like that one
Haven't
a lot.
haven't
Actually,
seen
it's
it.
one of the better remakes.
Honestly, that introduced me to the whole franchise, and when I first saw it, I was like blown away by it. Now, obviously, since then I've seen everything except for Next Generation.
I was waiting for you to be like, Next Generation.
I wish I could see it so I could say it was a guilty pleasure, but
It's one of those weird. I feel like all the horror franchises in the '90s just were doing anything they could to just stay afloat. So all of the '90s input from like Freddy, Michael, Jason, all of them are just fucking weirder than weird. Like, just basically any script they had, they're like, fucking greenlight it. Just here's the money.
Yeah.
Just make this shit. Just keep it going. Like,
Yeah.
And it shows.
Halloween 6.
Jason Goes to Hell. You know, New Nightmare, but that's because Wes Craven came out. But that's New Nightmare's a really good film. I was gonna say Freddy's Dead, but that was basically already financed in like '89 or whatever. But anyways, go ahead, Jared. Talk about it. Talk about it.
I mean, there's really nothing to it. I just saw it when I was probably like getting into horror movies. So I was like 15 or 16, and I rented it from the library, and I just remember it being a really good horror movie.
Yeah, it's
I think maybe I'm benefiting a lot from not having seen the original.
It's a really good remake. It's a really good remake, though. I mean, it's pretty visceral.
But I
it's
mean,
pretty
like
brutal
just coming into it, I just remember being really invested in it, and just like when it ended, I really loved the ending scene with the archived footage, or whatever, when the police go into the basement, and then Leatherface is like, "What's up, bitch? I'm here." Like, so, like that part was really creepy, and then just like they really captured the grittiness. It's like, see, because like here's one thing that like, okay, so we're talking about guilty pleasures, so I'll get one thing off my chest right now. I like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's not in my all-time favorites. It's probably not even close in there. I give it credit for what it did and what it is. But when I watched it, it wasn't something that blew me away. Maybe that's also because I saw the remake.
Right.
Midnight Miles is not condoning that statement, but I respect the opinion.
I'm never going to argue with someone over the quality of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Or,
And you're acknowledging the significance of it.
I acknowledge
its
its significance. Personally, if I'm picking like a classic horror movie to watch, I will probably say that would probably never be the one that I would pick. So that being said, what I think that people really put it high on their list for is really because there's no gore in it. There's no jump scares or anything. I think that it's really just for that dirty, grimy feel of the whole movie.
Documentary feel.
Yeah, and I think that the remake got that feel, but without doing exactly what the original movie did, and it like turned it more into like a more streamlined kind of horror movie sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say one thing about the Texas Chainsaw series that's different than, Michael, Jason, Pinhead, anything like that. I think Texas Chainsaw in the remake and what it captured, but the original works so well is because it's much more fast-paced in regards of the killing. Like, Freddy's slow, kind of plays with you a little bit, plays things.
Yeah.
Michael slowly stalks you, and Jason just shows up wherever the fuck, or slowly, stalks you as well, where when Leatherface comes out of a fucking basement, it's like a fucking shotgun shell.
Yeah.
He is chasing you down, screaming, yelling, chainsaw buzzing, and I think that's why those films were so scary to people and successful, because this guy is not gonna fucking stop.
It's realistic, man, because I mean, if you are a fucking murderer, you're not gonna sit there and fucking. Maybe if you got him tied up and subdued already, you're gonna toy with it. Which Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they do. The girl's tied up, and they do the whole fucking scene, which to me. They're basically playing with their But I'm saying it's realistic standpoint. That's the only scenario where a killer would toy with somebody is when you have them tied up, ready. And if anyone in Texas Chainsaw Massacre is tied up, Leatherface is hauling ass with a fucking chainsaw, and he's doing everything to fucking kill him. There's no creative kills or anything in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's got a chainsaw, and when you fucking get the chainsaw, you're done. You know what I mean? As the series went on, you did get the creative kills, but I mean, none of them are really creative.
There's creatives you can be with a fuck, because it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You got to use the fucking chainsaw, like But if you think about it, Texas Chainsaw is one of the only franchises that never goes into like a supernatural undead killer realm. It stays like he's a human, he can be hurt, he's just faster, stronger than people, and keeps surviving, you know? I mean, it's not like he dies, he's a ghost, he's a zombie, he's fucking 18 different entities at the same fucking time, or, you know, whatever. Like,
it's grounded in reality.
Perfect. Yeah. Wow.
Well, I think that's all we got for this week. And Jared lost another tape.
No, this one's got 2 minutes left, and I'm just waiting because it's at 10:50 right now. And so I'm going to try and put something, but I might put, like, I'm trying to think of my limit that I'm going to put on this tape.
12.50.
I think I'm going to try and go low, but I might go up.
A couple bucks, though?
I might go up to 20 for this one because it kind of looks cool.
Well,
like, look at the back of it. It looks like it's SOV.
Yeah, it looks hard. All right, Midnight Miles is going to sign off. Thank you guys for having me on the show. I've wanted to come on for a while.
It's not SOV. This is the
he just keeps
Bloody
going.
Moon movie where they kill a real snake in the movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, actually. I know. Okay, anyways, I'm signing off. Thanks for humoring me and talking about guilty pleasures. I do listen to some of them. I don't listen to everyone. I'm not going to lie, but I listen to some. I'll listen, and maybe some people that follow can put in the comments some guilty pleasures. Think that's a good idea, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Put some guilty pleasures in there.
I'm down to
hold on. Oh, we have to do a poll. We didn't do a poll last week, so let's do one this week. What is the guiltiest pleasure here? And so I'll take my top pick would be Halloween 6, and yours would probably be H2.
Sure.
And yours is
Let's do Silent Hill Revelation, if anyone's seen
Okay,
that.
so all of our first pick. So, Miles, thanks for being on the show. We'll have you on again.
He's going pee.
Sometime. Midnight Miles is taking a piss. He'll be on the show again sometime soon when he's in town. This is Buddy the Bruiser signing off.
All right, cheers up.